Good evening, everyone. My name is Someshwar. I welcome all of you on behalf of our topping organization to Yog Vaashishtha evening session. Today we are on day 62, and there is a very important, beautiful learning that is going to come when the Janak Raja listens to the Siddha Gita, and then after that his state of mind and how he is now applying the knowledge, the vichara, and how he is addressing to his own chitta. Very, very beautiful. So we'll continue with that. But before that, let's begin our session by chanting Om 3 times, the way you do it every single day. Let's all close our eyes. आंखें बंद कर ले. आराम से बैठ जाए. रीढ़ की हड्डी सीधी हो. Shoulders relaxed, neck straight. And let's bring our attention to our breath. Take a normal breath in and let go. Take a deep breath in and let go. Gurudev says it's worth dropping our past. Breathe in and as you breathe out, drop all your past and come back to the present moment. This present moment is new. Everything around have changed except you. Let us welcome this present moment by chanting Om. Take a deep breath in. Om. Let us awaken the divinity within. Guru का आवाहन कर ले. आवाहनम 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 पुनः पुनः. Let us pray to the divinity. Guru Vandana कर ले. गुरुर् ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुर् साक्षात् परब्रह्म Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Let us pray to the divinity, to the master. Guru से प्रार्थना करें. Whatever the words that come out of this mouth, whatever the actions that happens, it's not I am doing it. They are just happening. Whatever the thoughts they are coming into the mind, I do not have any sankalpa or vikalpa behind it. They are flowing on their own like clouds. Whatever the power of discrimination that is arising in the intellect, that viveka, even there also I am not being judgmental, this is good, this is bad, this is like this is like that. No judgments. Whatever the impressions that are getting created in your memory, it's fantastic if they are not. And whatever that little bit of iota of I, me, if at all it is there, let thy be and all this be inspired by the divinity, by the master alone. We, the people walking on the path of mukti, moksha, liberation, we feel that as an experience right now, this moment. Let the remaining life, or so what, even if we have to come here again and again, to do the seva, to express our gratitude, to spread this knowledge. Let that also be inspired by the divinity, inspired by the master alone. Feel the presence of the master, the divinity within us and everywhere outside as well. There is no inside, there is no outside as such. And with the realization of this, slowly and gradually, whenever you feel complete, you may open your eyes. जब भी आपको पूर्णता का एहसास हो, धीरे धीरे अपनी प्यारी सी आंखें खोल सकते हो. इस ध्यान के बाद तो बोलने की कोई आवश्यकता ही नहीं बचती है, लेकिन गुरु का आवाहन किया है, जो भी गुरु बुलवाए वो बुलवाए. Whatever the word that comes out of this mouth, let I be inspired by the master alone. With that prayer, we will continue with the today's session. So we are going to chapter number 5 now. We have seen that how this entire universe has created. Now in the chapter number 5, here the Janaka is realizing whether it is Satya or Asatya, whether it is real or unreal. No, I don't care. And how does he achieve this state? So Janaka is undergoing, he has once upon a time, we went into the garden and he just listened to something called as Siddha Gita. No, those vanis, those words, no, that they're so powerful. Just by listening to this, he has suddenly got into the state where he goes back and he just sits with himself and thinks that what is it that I have been doing all this time? I have been thinking all this, that this small little kingdom that I have is something which is very big, and I used to take pride in that. Where does it stand in this entire realm of this universe? No, it's nowhere. I've been thinking of all my relations, this, that, all my virtues, and I used to say, I, where that I exist. I've been thinking all this way along about all the intellect, about all the things that I learned and I used to do, and I used to take pride in all these things, getting entangled into all other things. What is it of so important? All this contemplation is happening, and now he is going through that. Very beautifully Sangeeta ji explained, no? When we discussed this, she said just like that Samudra Manthan, that ocean, that Manthan happens between the gods and the demons, and they churn that out, no? So that churning is happening now in the mind of Janak Raja. And that when such churning happens, that wish, that toxins which are there, sitting there from all the time comes out. And that is what is happening with Janak Raja. So he's getting into that state where he's thinking, what a fool I was, what a fool I am. I've been stuck into all these mundane routine things. So all that things happen, and then slowly and gradually he thinks about all these things, and slowly now through the viveka, through the intellect, through the vichara, no, those thoughts only, now he's shifting that thoughts of feeling hopeless about the things into, now he's going into the other side of the story. And that is what we will see now, that what is it that bodh, what is it that atma bodh, Janak Raja got into it. So likewise, he is just sitting over there, and then once it got into this whole night is spent, he's contemplating all these things. And in the morning, when the Dwarpal comes to wake everybody up, he is into his own thoughts, that what is going on, what is it that I should be doing now next. So here Vashishtha Muni addresses Rama, that Rama, just by listening to this Siddha Gita, this Raja Janaka has awakened that knowledge, that realization which is coming from within now. So now he is making himself assures. Who is talking? Nobody is talking to nobody. He himself is talking to himself. He is trying to make himself understand about the things. What are the things? No? And that is what is very beautifully explained over here. So he says that this world, which is Kshanabhangur, means it just can disappear any point of time. Whatever this body that I think it's mine, it is that 100 years, whatever, it is nothing in front of this entire span of this universe. No, Amaryad, no, that Samay does not have any limitation, it is infinite in nature. And what am I thinking that this small little life is mine? What is it that I am taking pride into it? So he says that this particular Jagat, whether this universe, whether this is Shashwat or Ashashwat, that Atman which is Anandamay, that Atman which is Satchidananda Swarup, that he has now realized. He has realized that this is what it is. This is what I am. Now this sthiti, this situation of this Atma Sukha, now he has done, and now he's thinking, okay, fine, that I have realized it. I am feeling now very happy about it. How do I actually now sustain this? No, that's a very routine question that we say that, oh, I do the Sudarshan Chakra Kriya, Sudarshan Kriya, I do the meditation, Sahaj. I feel so good about it. I had recently done an advanced course. Such a beautiful state, Kashi Bhaiya. Kya bataye? But then once I go to this routine life, what is it that happens to me? And how do I sustain the same thing now going ahead? This is exactly the state of Raja Janak also, that he's thinking now. Now what am I supposed to do now? What is it that I will do so that all this state can be? So like this, he was in deep contemplation about himself. With his own thought, he was there. So he was thinking that now he comes out of it, and now he starts thinking. He's thinking, now what is this kingdom is there? Anyway, it is nothing. If we see the thing, then what is am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to do anything? Am I supposed to drop my all actions? What is it that I will do? Even if I do anything, anyway, it's not going to matter. All this, if I go and start doing something, it is all that again the same thing. It will again give me the same dukkha. This is all Gauda Bangali. It's all wishy-washy. So now I want to remain like that ocean, which is calm. I'm enjoying this state, and I do not want to go back to that the same routine again and again and again and again, and I'll get entangled into it. This is what he's thinking, but this is where it doesn't stop. He continues to think like this. So I want to get rid of all these things, and I just want to be in my Atma Sukha. This is exactly what happens when we sit for the meditation, and the deep meditation happens, and then after that we say, oh wow, I just want to be like this. I don't want to talk. I want to remain silent like this. And that is what is happening with Raja Janak also, that I want to be at peace. I just want to remain in the same. Now he start contemplating about Jivana Sambhati, means he start contemplating now what is it that will happen now when I go and start doing any activity, how that should be, and what is it that I should be doing, and what is it that I should not be doing. So he thinks that even if I go now and if I start doing any activity, I do any karma, anyway it's not going to matter, anyway it's mithya, anyway it's unreal. Why is that I am supposed to do all these things? Same question which we all go through this, कि कुछ करना ही नहीं है, क्या फायदा करके भी, वैसे भी तो सब मिथ्या है, सब unreal है. So this is what he is also thinking. But then he tells, he goes and continues that thought process, doesn't stop there. Now he say that, but what if that I have one more choice? That what if I remain in myself, I remain very peaceful, I remain very stable, and then whatever the prapta vyavahara, means whatever that is the actions that have been assigned to me as my role. Let's say if I am a housewife, the daily routine mundane life is that prapta vyavahara, that is the actions that have been assigned to me. If you are a king, you have your routine daily of activities. If you are engineer, you are doing job, you are doing businessman, you are doing walking, you have become a sannyasi, whatever your dharma is there. This is beautifully explained by Kashivaya on Sunday also, that you cannot go and steal somebody else's dharma. You are now right now Grihastha, you are married, you have certain actions to be completed, you go ahead and do your dharma. So that is what is your Purushartha. In your Purushartha, Dharma, Artha, Kam and Moksha, your Dharma and somebody else's Dharma can be different. You do actions according to your own Dharma. That is what is being said here, that by remaining within yourself, calm, stable, you continue to do your prapta vyavahara. Prapta vyavahara means you continue to play the role which you are playing as if it is real. You're 100% in fulfilling the role that you are doing. You are supposed to do. So now this he talks about now the karma also here, now which is also said in Bhagavad Gita. If you say in the Bhagavad Gita, he says that the karma phal tyag. No, today also that reference has come that you do the actions, but don't get into the entanglement of the actions, don't get into the fruits of that actions. No, that has also come. And to whom that will happen? That will happen to the Shraddhavan Labhati. So knowledge also come to whom? When the knowledge dawns, it leads you to the devotion, your bhakti increases. And when the bhakti increases, it leads back to earn more knowledge. You get more insights about the same thing which you have heard. No, that's the reason I say it's a continuous journey to walk on this path. When you listen to the same thing again and again and again and again, punaha, 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 it will give you the next dimension, to the next dimension, to the next dimension. Very beautiful this path. It is dependent on bhakti, dependent on gyan. Gyan will increase the bhakti, bhakti will increase the gyan, and that journey will continue. No? So that is what is happening with Janaka also. Now he's thinking that whatever the karma that I have to do, whatever the prapti karma means, whatever the duty that I have to play a role of, no? That what if I do these actions by thinking like this, whatever happens, it is not like this, it is not like that. No, this body is not doing it, it is just happening on its own. What if I follow this path and start doing this? Whatever the prarabdha vyavahara, depending upon whatever that sanchit karma is there, depending upon that I have to go and उसके जो भोग है कर्मों के फल, the fruits of the past karmas I have to anyway pay off. So let me just nullify that and let me just continue to do my actions. No? The prarabdha vyavahara, I can just do it, and yet thinking like that, I am not the doer, I am neither karta, I am not the bhokta. No, I am neither the sufferer, I am not the doer. I am thinking like this. What if I start doing this activity like this? He's thinking to himself. No? Because now I do not feel any association with this body. I'm not attached to this body also. No. So whatever if it happens to this body while doing this, and if I, even though I do not feel associated with this body, and if I just go and sit in a meditation just like that, don't do anything, this body also, it will just become dull. No? Suppose if we are walking on this path and we are thinking, I don't need to do any yoga, I don't need to do any sadhana. What will happen to this body then if you do not do any actions? No, this body will become, no, it will catch up the obesity, it will catch up, it will become big, it will not have any energy in it. So he also thinks like that. If at all if you just sit and don't do anything, then anyway this body will become useless. So as if I have to anyway keep this body healthy, let me do something, no? But not having an attachment with that. No? So that is what Raja Janak thinks. So if I do this with that nishkama bhavana, means not having any entangled, not having any sankalpa, not having any vikalpa in my mind. What if I do and without thinking any good, bad, if I do this, bad will happen. If I do this good will happen. Without even thinking about the good deeds and bad deeds, no, papa punya. Without thinking about all these things, what if I continue to just do the actions the way I'm doing? Then all these other things, that papa punya, the ishta anishta, all these bhavana, all these feelings also will not arise there. No, it will not. There will not be anything. Then what if I my mind thinks like that, what are the karma I'm doing, I am not, there is no kartritva involved, there is no bhoktritva involved, means there is no doership involved, there is no sufferer who is involved, or there is no one who is experiencing the that fruit of that karma. Both these things completely, if I just go, then again if I continue to do like this, thinking like this, again these vikaras, those will appear. Means all these distorted thoughts will appear to me. What if I just drop that, all that, and then continue to do this? No, because whatever this sthiti that I am experiencing now, which is very good, which is very peaceful state, no, and if I think that this Kartritva and Bhoktritva. If in the mind itself, if I think that these both things doesn't exist and they have disappeared, and then I start doing all my actions, then how that will be? So this karta or akarta, both feelings, I'm doer or I'm non-doer. I don't want to do this. I'm not getting into rejection also. I'm neither karta nor akarta. Those both the feelings will disappear to me. Then I am neither bhokta or abhokta. Both the things. No, I am not experiencing that suffering. Neither I'm experiencing the good out of it. Both that thing will also go away, because these are all the things that happens when we are not in this realization. We get entangled into all these things and then ultimately we suffer. So Raja Janaka is exactly thinking like this. What if I go and do all these things, and then all such things will again come on my way, and how will I deal with it? That is what is he thinking. He is contemplating continuously like this. So what if I do like this, that let me just go and start doing my own stuff, and then whatever this experiences that comes to me, let me just have a witness of that. Whatever the anubhav that comes, I will just go nishchaya. I'll do this nishchaya. I'll make it to myself. I'll take a commitment that whatever happens, I'll just do the actions and I will witness just that. Okay, the actions are happening. I'm not doing it. Their actions are happening on its own, and just I'll continue to do like this. What if I do this? So he's thinking, he's contemplating. Then he goes that whatever the buddhi, that intellect is there, which is thinking this kartutva and bhoktutva, that bhava, that feeling itself become nasht, means it will just disappear from there. Then I will just remain as Atma Anusandhana, means I will just remain as that ultimate observer, and then I will just continue to do this. Then all this kriya means actions and non-actions, ishta anishta phal means the good and bad fruits of that, and then the punarjanma means the rebirth to pay for that. That itself will not be there. That also will not happen. So I'll become free. I'll become mukt. I will not come back here. So likewise, if I keep my mind calm and then let this body do its vyavahara, its whatever the prapta, will let this body play its role. No, let it do whatever it wants to do. Let it do all the actions that it's supposed to do. How does it matter to me? By keeping my mind calm, if I just become an ultimate observer, how good that will be. This is what is his thinking. He's doing all this vichara and he's now thinking. So now this Janak Raja, by thinking all this vichara, now he wakes up and now he is ready. Now he get up and then he's ready to do all his karma with this fact. And this is exactly what he does. Throughout the day, he keep on continuing, performing all the actions. He goes into the darbara, he gets freshen up, he wears the clothes, gets into the court, he does all the actions, he does the judgment, he gives the justice, he assigns the works, he get the work done, he reviews the report, everything whatever he's supposed to do, he does all that. And at the end, when he comes back, he just sit and goes into the samadhi. Again becomes calm, because he has not done anything on the purposeful thing. He has just done it as just as an action that happens throughout the day. And once he comes back and he just sit, now automatically gets into the meditation. Because why? He has completed his action. His rajas is completely gone out of his, that kriya shakti, that rajas is completely settled down, and there is no feverishness of doing or non-doing. There is no fear, there is no greed that is involved on in action. The moment he comes back, he sits for the meditation, he experiences the blissful state. Again, immediately he gets into the deep meditation, that samadhi, and in that samadhi itself he just Vishay Brahm, because that outward cravings is no longer there now. That has completely peace, that is completely eased out. He is completely feeling the peaceful state, and in that itself, now the entire night passes away. No, he's just experiencing that nirvikalpa samadhi throughout. And then once the next morning he wakes up, now he is now started addressing his chitta. Chitta means his man, that chanchala chitta. Now he is giving the bodh, that it is telling him, now it is training him. So this is all whole process, that upasham. Upasham means what we have to do? We have to bring this mind at ease. We have to keep this mind calm. And now who is training? That buddhi, that viveka, which is Jagrit now by listening to the Siddha's Vani, the Siddha's Siddha Gita. Now his Vivek, the Buddhi, is now started guiding to the mind. No? What it is telling to the mind? Now, hey mind, you do become the witness of all these things. No? This mind, I know. Now I know. Now he is telling, who is telling this? Now the Buddhi, the Viveka is telling, I know your nature. I know you goes into the past, you goes into the future, you keep on taking so many sankalpas, one after another, depending upon the ichchas, the cravings, the thoughts that comes to you, and you keep on acting and acting and acting and acting and acting, just to achieve that, just to achieve that, just to fulfill that, just to achieve that, fulfill that. Having said that, having understood your nature of mind, oh mind, now you just become an observer here. Don't take any these many sankalpa, that many sankalpa. Even if you take it, you just offer, surrender that to the feet of the master. Then you become sankalpa free. Neither you have any vikalpa, neither you have any vikara, neither you have any outward. The sankalpa itself is not there. Means now you are not going toward the outward pleasures to achieve something, to get that temporary pleasure. That all have vanished now. No? He is training his mind like this. So now this Shobharet means there is no cravings, there is no feverishness now, there is no vikshepa, there is a vikshepa, it means there is no now distorted thoughts, distorted vikalpa associated with his actions now. No, whatever that Atma Sukha now we are experiencing, you remain in that Atma Sukha, not just when I sit and do meditation, but also when I do my all the actions also. The day-to-day routine actions, that time also you do it as if you are already bliss. You are already having realized your own nature, that what you are that bliss, you are that ananda, you are that love, you are that peace. You keep on doing your day-to-day routine mundane actions. Then your karmas will not get formed. No, karma means the impressions. No, today we saw the impressions getting created in the memory. Let that impression itself not get formed. If that impression doesn't get formed, whatever is remaining, it will slowly and gradually finish. You are already free. You are already free to do what? Then nothing is bothering you. There is no fear. There is no greed. There is no kama, krodha, lobha, mada, moha, matsara, greed, jealousy. Nothing is there. Oh, that person is doing like this. Let him do. Oh, whether this world is real or unreal, let it be. Why is that you are bothered? Whether it is asad or it is not truth. No, asatya hai, satya hai, real hai, unreal hai. Let it be. Why are you bothered about it? You be calm. You keep on doing your actions. No, so all these things now he is training to his mind. No, like this he continues. So there is very beautiful learning that is coming, but right now what we'll do, we'll take a pause here. Let us understand this thoroughly, because this is very, very crucial and very, very important. Achieving that upasham in the chapter in which we are, achieving that peace of mind, that upasham, this learning, this is very, very important to us. So let's take a pause here. Let's have a brainstorm session. हम लोग इसके बारे में चर्चा करते हैं. यदि आपके मन में कुछ प्रश्न है इसके बारे में, but this is very delicate, there is very thin line in between, and we need to really understand where that thin line is there. Otherwise, the one who does not understand this thin line, they will go and run away from the world. They will take, see, there is nothing wrong in taking sannyasa. It's okay to take a sannyasa, but then taking that sannyasa has to come out of that space that I do not find any pleasure here, so I have some higher goal to achieve in my life, so I'm taking the sannyasa. But the same state can be achieved right now by living this life. Even if you are married, non-married, whatever may be the state. It's the same thing, same state, which Raja Janaka is experiencing, and we also walking on the path of experiencing that. So let that thin line, very thin line, understand that thin line. If there are any questions, we'll take up a question, we'll discuss it, and you can also experience your learning of this very beautiful understanding of Janaka here. So over to you all. Jai Gurudev. You can unmute yourself and you can speak on your own. I'm opening the option to unmute yourself. आप खुद ही अपने आप को बात कर सकते हो. Chat also option is made available. You can chat also. And let me know that you are ready. I'll spotlight you and you can speak. And it's not necessary that I should spotlight you. If you are comfortable not being spotlight and just speak, if you are comfortable not switching on your video, everything is fine. No? After this also we do the offline discussion also. So if you feel comfortable doing an offline discussion, then also is fine. But let's make this clear, very clear to us. Yeah, Rebaji, would you like to say something? Please go ahead.
Now, your talk is very precious talk, very knowledgeful talk. You give all the time. I just heard your knowledge and think I'm so lucky. That's much.
Jai Gurudev, Rebaji, let me be very clear. This knowledge is not mine. I am just being.
No, you are describing very simple form, and it's easily enter our head. You are too much knowledgeable.
Whatever the knowledge is there, वो भी उन्हीं का है, गुरुदेव का ही है. और जो यहाँ पे जो डिस्कस कर रहे हैं, ये पूरा का वशिष्ठ मुनि. हम लोग जब इसको जस्ट पढ़ाई की तरफ पढ़ाई कर रहे हैं, you know. So we are also students. So I am also student just like you.
You are explained very, very good, excellent. Explain all.
गुड. पर्पज यही है कि बस ये समझ में आ जाए, इसको अपने जीवन में उतार ले, तो फिर हम लोग
यस
मुक्त हो जाए तो मुक्त हो जाए, है ना. और मुक्ति भी क्या, वो भक्ति मिल गई इससे तो भी.
भैया, कर्ता और अकर्ता एक साथ मैं कैसे समझू? मैं करता भी नहीं हूँ, मैं अकर्ता हूँ नहीं हूँ. इसको थोड़ा एक्सप्लेन कीजिए.
हाँ, तो ये बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट पॉइंट रमा जी ने यहाँ पे उठाया है कि let us understand it sequentially. ना, ये birth life cycle जो है ना, if we understand that in a chronological order, then we will be able to address the question of Rama ji. See, Rama ji, होता क्या है? मैं हिंदी में बात करूँ, इंग्लिश में? in which language you are comfortable?
जो भी अच्छा लगे, मैं दोनों समझती हूँ.
You are comfortable, so this satra is in English, so we will speak in English.
You can speak in English.
Done. Very good, fantastic. Okay, so now let us understand this order of this universe, whatever where we are living. What has happened one point of time, when that is we don't know. For what, that also we don't know, and why it has happened like this, that is also there is no reason for that. No, so there is no karya karan bhav. Means usually when we say anything that happens, we always associate cause and effect. There has to be some cause and to have an effect. Now here, when this Srishti is created, this universe is created, there was no such cause and effect. It is just that in the ocean, the wave arises. Is there any cause and effect? Don't go into technical details on medical science or science perspective, physics and all that. Is there any effect to bring that wave? No, it just happens that wave comes and it dissolves. Wave comes and it dissolves. Like that. Like that in the Chaitanya. Chaitanya is that Brahman, Shiva, consciousness, awareness, whatever name you call, it is immaterial. In that, what happens? It wants to express something. The way wave arises in the ocean, that Chaitanya wants to express itself now. So it feels. So forgets its moon Swarupa, which is Chidananda, which is permanent being, Shant, calm. That's what your moon Swarupa. It forgets that and now it starts feeling itself. and now to express it, it creates its own mind. That is called chitta. No? So what has come first is the chaitya, means Vishaya, going outward. I am separate from that, what it is, and now I want to express myself. Means I have assumed an identity which is separate from the Chaitanya. Now that is called Chaitya, that's Puran, that has arisen, that wave-like thing have arisen in the Chaitanya, that's called Chaitya. Chaitya means Vishaya, going outward, that I am self, and now I am going outward. So those are the Vishayas, no? 5 senses and its pleasures that we seek from outside. That is what happened to that. No? Now because of that, to express it has formed the Chitta. Chitta means the mind. The Manana, the one who does Manana, that is called as mind. Mind. So that Chitta comes into picture, and now that Chitta is imagining all these things. Okay, it is doing all these things. So the Chitta has imagined the Pancha Tanmatras, the Rasa, Gandha, and all those 5 Tanmatras, 5 senses and its powers.
Yeah.
And now to express itself, it has also formed the 5 elements, Pancha Mahabhutas. The space,
Yes.
air, and all. Correct. Pancha Mahabhuta. No, so the space element, the air element, the fire element, the water element, and the earth element. Now using all these things on the grassroots level, it has created all this imaginary only, but it has created this. Now that thing, that consciousness which has forgotten itself, that I am separate identity, when it formed this as Jiva, that Jiva also exactly got into the trouble which the Chaitanya got into. That's Vishaya. So now we as a Jiva, it is exactly like Chaitanya. There is no difference. The Jiva and Shiva is same only. But this Jiva now, what it has done to itself that I am a separate. What is it, that separateness? I am separate than Shiva, and not only just separate. I am Someshwar. I am engineer. I am father. I am. This I is constant. I have started identifying myself into different identities. No, what these identities have made us do, that I am doing the action. What I am thinking, I am doing the action, means I am the doer. Why do we suffer? Because that actions, sequences, consequences, when it comes to us, we are not ready to take that. And then we say, oh, hi, I am so sorrowful. But you only did your karma, you only did your actions, you only created the impressions of that. Now you are paying for the fruit of that. You are saying, oh, look at me, how I am suffering. But you only did it. You are just getting the payment of whatever you did. Now, why do you feel that you are the doer and you are the non-doer? Now look at this. Unless that mind, which is the Chidakash, no, the Supreme, the Shiva, the Brahman, it has mind. That mind is the Chidakash. No? It has that, and then in that small little these you, me, no, different Brahmans, means Chittakash. So everybody's Chittakash is different. No, that is what is mind, our mind. That Chittakash is present in the Chidakash. Now in this Chittakash, this what I Jiva is thinking as a separate identity, and now thinking I am doing this, I am doing that. And that Chitta always have some thought coming with it, always have some thought. What do as a Jiva, that Ahankara, what is this, that whatever that things comes into the mind, that thought, but I pakad leta usko. I get hold of that thought, and now I think I want to execute it. I want to execute it. And then because of that process of that holding on to one particular thought forms the craving. Means आपकी इच्छा बन जाती, वो craving बन जाती, इच्छा बन जाती है. Now either that craving and इच्छा, you take a sankalpa and start executing things to achieve that. Now and then if some good result happens, what do you say? Look at, I did it. No, we say I did that. Look at me. Look, I did that. So that Jiva is now feeling proud about the things that I did. It means kartapan ka bhav aa gaya. कर्तापन का भाव आ गया. Okay, if those actions were good, you will reap the good fruit. If that actions were bad, you will reap the bad fruit of that. Okay. Now, reaping the fruit of that means what? Your memory is there, faculty is there, which is forming an impression. Now, somebody said something to me, I felt very bad. I felt very bad because that impression is created in your here. Means the papa and punya has happened. I feel that I have done something which is good. So good deeds have happened. Again, it has created an impression, means karma have happened. I did an action, and then that was not so good action, that was a bad action, and then I feel that something has bad happened. So papa has happened, and again it has created an impression on my impression, means memory. Now this chitta, what it does, those vasanas, these are all called vasanas, cravings, that I want to do something, no, related to your five senses, the sense of pleasure, the sense of taste, the sense of hearing, music, whatever, hearing, all these five senses, what is trying to do, that vishaya, those vasana, those cravings are coming into picture. And it is being said that this mind, as anyway this world is created, the next birth and whatever we are thinking as a birth and life and death, how that is happening? It is your chitta which is imagining in the next life. No, first life, second life, third life. That is what we saw in the Padma Raja Lilavati's case also. That it has started imagining the first life, second life, third life. Who is imagining? Chitta only. Now, unless and until this vasana exists, this craving exists, mind will exist. If mind exists, this you will keep on taking multiple bodies. So today is the body of Brahma, tomorrow is the body of Someshwar, tomorrow third day is the body. Day means your birth. This birth, this body, that birth, that body, depending upon your vasana, you keep on taking the bodies, and if you keep on getting entangled into this, how do we want to free? We want to be free from this. We want to achieve a liberation. Now, what is our choice is now, whatever the impression that has been created already, means that is called Sanchit Karma. Sanchit Karma. We want to erase all that, because until that is completely erased, you will not become free. Means you will not achieve the liberation. So what is an idea to with us? You have 50 rupees in the account. You keep on withdrawing 1 rupee out of that, but don't deposit anything into it. What will happen one day? Your bank account will go blank. That is exactly what is happening here, that you have an impression, you have an Sanchit Karma, that is called as Prarabdha. Means now even the Janak Raja who realized the knowledge now, he has realized the knowledge. What is doing that? What is the Prarabdha Vyavahara? Means my role is that I am king, I am supposed to play my role. I cannot drop that because I cannot drop the action. But I do not want to do any additional karma also in it. Because if I do additional karma, I will not become free. Then I will get stuck into birth, death. So what will I do? I will do actions, but I will not have a feeling of kartapan. I will not feeling that I am the doer here. Neither I am non-doer. Means I will not reject also anything. I will not day-to-day routine. I am a king. I will not say I will go and sit only meditation. I have experienced it now. I will drop my actions. Not even that. Non-doership is also not involved. Doership is also not involved. So he is ready to do his Purushartha, Dharma, Artha, Kama and Moksha. He is ready to do that, but just as an action, not as forming any impressions into the memory. That is the state of it. So there is no bhav of kartapan, na bhokta. Means I am not the one who is experiencing the fruit of that, neither I am doing any karma. Means I am not the doer. When that happens, then impressions are not getting formed in your memory. And then ultimately you'll consume the past karmas. When that is finished, you're mukt. Right now you are mukt only. Your actions and behaviors are just like liberated man. But then what actions you are doing is based on your just past karmas or your role that you have come here to play. It appears to everybody playing that role, but at the end of the day, you are not forming any new karma. And then you are mukt. You are free. Does that add something to you, Ramaji?
Though that ultimate realization is that all these are illuminated by our awareness. Like all these are affected, but our awareness is not affected, unaffected, become unaffected.
Awareness never gets affected.
Unaffected.
Neither the body. See,
yes.
if I give an anesthesia, and I cut my body in front of me by what is surgery is happening. Is body get affected?
No.
No. Does the Chaitanya Nainam Chinnanti Kshatrani Nainam Dati Pavka?
Nanang dahati pavaka.
Atma never gets affected anyway. Who is the one who gets affected? It is the mind.
Mind and body.
Body doesn't get affected.
No, mind. Mandi, buddhi.
Not even buddhi. Mind.
Only mind.
Okay. Now, on the other level of understanding, the buddhi is also formed out of mind only. Mind itself take the ahankara roop. Ahankara becomes firm, takes the buddhi roop. It becomes intellect. No? And then it becomes firm, then it forms the indriyas, 5 senses, and then it becomes firm, this body is formed.
Okay.
That is the sequence. No? So it's the mind only. Ultimately, it's the mind which is taking
Only the mind. Yes.
only the mind. It's the mind which is doing all these things. So if you want to become free, you have to dissolve this mind. That is what the upsham prakar is there. Means now dissolving this mind. The mind which keeps on thinking, I am the doer, I am the sufferer. Now here in the upasham, you have to make your mind realize through what? Through your viveka, through your buddhi. Train your mind such that I am not the doer, I am not the sufferer.
Always.
And continuous process that you have to keep training. One day the mind will dissolve. The mind dissolve, you are free.
Always practice this thing.
This is what is Janaka also practicing it.
Yes, yes.
Feeling itself that so I will now do this, and that is what he does. So throughout the day he goes and he does his all the duties, but he doesn't do any karma. Karma he doesn't do means he is not feeling that I have done something. And then that is the reason when he comes back and sit for the meditation happens because his rajas is completely gone. He has utilized his kriya shakti, and the kriya shakti is fully utilized. He is completely ready to experience the self, and that is the reason he's getting into the meditation very suddenly, because now
I experienced up to 66 years that I always perform my duties as a daughter, as a mother, then as a housewife, and always I perform my duties, but mind is always perform only my duties and practice that I am not the doer.
Exactly. That is what the thing is, that let the duties be performed, but not as an identity that I am this, I am that, I am that.
I am only a housewife.
No identity.
No identity.
No identity. I am the Satchidananda Brahma, Swarup Shiva. I am that, Shivoham, and I am doing it. Not even I am doing it. Gurudev said, no, in AG, ask Gurudev anything, he said this, that I and enlightenment cannot go together. If somebody says, I am enlightened, I can never become enlightened. No? So that small I can never become enlightened. That is how it is. हाँ, किसी को अपने को व्यक्त करना है? संगीता जी, would you like to express yourself, please?
Yes, thank you, Someshwar ji, and a warm welcome to all of you. A very good evening, and being with such a beautiful session, Someshwar ji has explained us everything, how Raja Janak contemplates over his all the things. So with the Viveka, he goes on. You see, we always have a mind which is divided into two. एक पार्ट अच्छा बोलेगा, एक पार्ट नहीं बोलेगा. अभी चोरी करनी है तो ऑटोमेटिकली एक अंदर से एक आवाज आता है कि नहीं नहीं करो, ये अच्छा नहीं है. Means that Viveka is always there in that. But now what is that? वो आवाज जो है ना, वो इतनी धीमी है कि उसका प्रभाव अपने मन पे नहीं पड़ता है. That effect is not on the mind, and what happens? You go and do that action. Right? But now here, what is the situation with Raja Janak? After contemplating, his intelligence is becoming sharper. His Viveka is growing more, and the mind that chattering, you see in your mind, you always keep on having a conversation in your mind. I'll do this, I'll do that, this way, that way, this is not right. Constant, there is a chattering. That is why it is also called a chattering box. Mind is always labeled as that. So here we see that actually. But now in that, what happens as the knowledge is gone, Raja Janak can, have that effect of that knowledge on that mind, which is, a negative one. So again, that impurities are going out and all the pure things are coming inside. So now today what we saw is कि neither being active or neither being idle makes any sense. जो अभी आपने बताया, it was right, perfect, to the point. I would not like to repeat as we have less time. So be saying all that, now how to come into that? So with that, intelligence is rooted in that equanimity. That is the main thing here, कि the body is impermanent, ever changing. So we know all that, and also to get firmly established into the knowledge in the self. And as a result, one gets in the action or the inaction is false. And so let the body do and engage itself in the work. So we have to be in the equanimity. That is what Raja Janak has experienced that. So instead of going to the other shores, extremes, he's come into that equanimity. And then one more point, which was very beautiful, he weighed himself. Every time we have to weigh ourselves, carrying that balance in your, mind. If one side is a sense of the pleasure and the other side is the peace, what would you take? What is more for you? So every time, that is Viveka, every time you have that with you, now what is the next one? Where will I go? Will I go after the pleasures or do I choose the bliss? So again, it is that. So keeping yourself in that equanimity, he does his royal duties without any attachments from all these things, from the concepts, conditioning and intentions. So he's freed from all that, but he's doing his duties, whatever is spontaneous and appropriate. So that is what is the best thing that we can do. It is the exact answer what Someshwar ji gave you. जो आपके सामने आता है वो करते रहे. That is spontaneous and to the point, appropriate, whatever is required at that time. And the result is what? The result is the equanimity firmly established in your self. What happens when the equanimity comes? How will you experience that? So you will experience the bliss, joy, that happiness, and of course, peace and truth. So that is what it is. And even a thought, that is what it is written here. Even one thought is giving you, the whole network of that world appearance. Just one thought. Just now he said, that same thought which just comes up, it starts bubbling up and it takes the form and it comes as a whole world appearance. So to abandon this is to attain equanimity. So that is what is my takeaway for today, being very precise for this. And the other thing, if the time permits, just 1 minute, I will tell you that in the happiness program, we have always seen the oscillation. That is what the mind goes either in the past or it's in the future. But where is joy? The joy is in the present moment. So Raja Janak is experiencing that present moment, that Anand. That is what is Satchit Anand Swarup, which is not binding him to any other extremes, but getting him into that equanimity. So that is another thing. So being in the present, now his wisdom is uninterrupted. Means he is so much firmly established into his self, and his intelligence did not become clouded again by the impurities. So what he attains here, he attains the liberation still while living, without doing any actions, in the state of deep sleep all the time. So he's in that state of mind, and then there is no action done from him. But still, he keeps on doing his duties every time. So it is like that. Okay. So this is my takeaway. I hope I'm on time, not taking much of yours, but I could express it as brief as I could. Thank you very much. And thank you, Someshwar ji, for giving me this opportunity to express myself.
हमारी संगीता जी, really wonderful. इनमें एंड में जो ना इंग्लिश में थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम है. प्रॉब्लम इज नॉट विद द एक्सप्लेनेशन हियर. ये लैंग्वेज का प्रॉब्लम है. कर्मा के लिए यहाँ पे कोई वर्ड नहीं है एक्चुअली. So when we say that dropping the action means not dropping the actions actually, It is the dropping the kriya has to be done. Anyway, that what Sangeeta ji is referring as duties, that is your kriya. Your kriya, everyday's actions has to be done, but not the fruit of that. No? That is karma. So वो कर्म को छोड़ना है, कर्म होने ही नहीं देने, but actions, kriya तो चलती रहेगी.
Natural ones. Take it naturally. That's what I said. That appropriate and spontaneous, whatever comes in front of you. So maybe there is no good bad now. So another point about it. So अगर गुस्सा आ भी जाता है वो क्षण में, तो it's okay, because it is that you are in that present moment and it happened. But you are again out of it. Just as we say, come out of that past, again go be in the present. So there is no oscillation, but it is only the equanimity.
Correct. Bilkul barabar. Absolutely right. Problem is with the English language. English language doesn't have that discrimination between these two words. है ना, नहीं है वहाँ पे. कर्म और क्रिया ऐसा कोई नहीं. दोनों को, कर्म और क्रिया को भी actions ही बोल रहे इंग्लिश में. That's a problem with English language. ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं, है ना. तो बढ़िया, it's very nice sharing. Thank you so much संगीता जी. Anybody else would like to add to this? और कुछ आपको प्रश्न पूछना है? If you would like to add, Bhosle sir, Rohini ji, Savita ji, you can unmute yourself and speak. If not, then we will pause the session here. Jai Gurudev. तो आज का सत्र हम लोग यहीं पे समापन करते हैं, स्वल्प विराम लेते हैं ताकि पुनः एक बार हम लोग कल मिल पाए. Today we'll take a pause so that we can continue our session tomorrow. Jai Gurudev.